there was a lot of pedal companies that sold a lot of pedals that probably didn't deserve it. And I don't have to tell you who they are because you can walk in music stores and see them. They're boat anchors now. No one will buy them used at even a fraction of the price. No one wants them.
The Know Your Gear podcast.
All right. This is the perfect time for Gear of the Week. I also got another bunch of emails. For some reason, I couldn't tell what was going on. Everybody's like, hey, Phil, what do you think about pedals? What do you think about the death of the pedals? So apparently the death of the pedals. And I'm like, what do you mean the death of the pedals? Apparently a lot of people out there talking about how pedal sales are dead and pedals are over. And now that Modeler's out, pedals are over and it's the end of pedals. Which I thought was really funny because I've been buying pedals again for the first time in years. I've been actively out there buying pedals. I probably bought about 6 or 7 pedals in the last, 4 months, which is a lot for me. I probably only buy 2 or 3 pedals a year if I'm rounding up sometimes. So the argument is that I heard and read was because of modeling technology, the pedal sales are dropping and that we're not going to buy pedals anymore. And so I thought that was really interesting. Especially since I do use modeling, or I use a Kemper, which is profiling, and I do use real tube amps, but I still use pedals, and I use a pedal all the time. In fact, very rarely do I not have a pedal in some kind of process of what I'm doing. I almost need them. And so I think what I think is confusing to everybody, again, I'm going to use the same kind of speech again. I think during the boom, there was a lot of pedal companies that sold a lot of pedals that probably didn't deserve it, okay? I mean, that's just how the reality of it. Let's be very clear. These pedals are very okay. And you can know, and I don't have to tell you who they are because you can walk in music stores and see them. They're boat anchors now. No one will buy them used at even a fraction of the price. No one wants them. During the any kind of like any boom, everybody's buying up everything, and so everybody gets to sell their pedals. But I think really what's going to happen now is you're going to notice that all of a sudden we're going to be a little bit more particular about what we buy. I am, and I'm looking at certain pedals. And then of course, right now you also have the fact that sales are down. So when I'm buying pedals, they're dropping prices like crazy. So kind of like, I'm like, I don't want to pay full retail if there's deals out there to be had. It's I work hard for my money too. So today I'm going to use Gear of the Week, and I'm going to show you a pedal, some pedals that I use. So I'm going to show you one of my favorite pedals. I thought this would be fun. I like to do this stuff for every once in a while. So I put together a pedal board. This is probably the pedals I use the most if I'm not using a boost pedal. So I have a ton of boost pedals. I have like a Taurus pedal, Taurus version 3. I have the big pedal. It's the big boost pedal. What's it called? I forget now. It doesn't matter. Tons of boost pedals, right? But anyways, my point, and I'll think of it in a second. It's going to kill me. So what I want to do is just play. We'll do Guitar of the Week, but it's Gear of the Week. I have to move my chair just because I have to balance my foot on this amp. I'll be using the Beat Buddy 2 for a little fun. We'll have a guitar. The guitar I'm going to use is a PRS. I thought, hey, let's since PRS didn't have the best week, let's talk about how beautiful this PRS is. This is my PRS Special. This is probably, in my opinion, one of my best looking PRSs. Now, of course, the one Nathan for me is pretty amazing, but I really like this blue gray. I don't know why. Every time I see it, it just makes me kind of think of, like I said, almost makes me think of the Know Your Gear logo, the blue outline on the guitar. This is a great guitar. It's definitely one of my favorite PRSs I've ever owned. And thank you, by the way, it's the enhancifier pedal. I love it, but it's big. So I usually use it as like, I'm really deliberate. Today I'm not using any boost. So, okay. So anyways, this pedal. So what are we going to run through? Well, here's what's funny. We're going to be running through my pedal board into my Morgan PR12. It's basically a Princeton style amp. And we're going to play a little something for you. Let me show you the pedals first. Let's go to the side cam. Here's the pedals. So from right to left, I guess, that's how we're looking at it. So I start there into my Taurus servo pedal, and like I said, I swap that out usually for the enhancifier, or I have the Taurus 3 pedal, or sometimes, very rarely, I use an exotic a clean boost. Then I go to my Raya pedal. That is a clone. As you can see, it's on. So I'm going to tell you what's on. That's on. And then I use the J Rocket Audio. This is the Melody. This is the Mark Lettieri pedal. I absolutely love this pedal, and this is the pedal I want to talk about today. The Mark Lettieri Melody pedal, and there's one that Steve Steven has too that's really good. This pedal is one of my all-time favorite overdrives, and I've been using it for the last like 2 years, and it's on the regular, right? So in other words, like 2 years, and I'm probably using it more than any other overdrive. So I thought let's share that today, since let's talk about pedals. Then of course I have my Lawrence Petros 87. That's my higher gain pedal, even though I use it in the lower gain setting. That then goes into my new rotary ensemble pedal, which is my R2, and then my TR2 tremolo pedal. You can tell that's kind of a standard pedal. For delay, I usually use my NuX, but I've been using my Acid Reflux again for a while because I really like it. It's an analog delay. And the Hall of Flame 2 is there because I have no idea. I actually just wanted to see if it sounded any good. So I pulled it out the other night and stuck it on the pedal board. But that's not a pedal you usually would see. That I usually play. It's more of a, I just have it. So what does this stuff sound like? So here's what, again, let's be clear what you're seeing. You're only going to be hearing, it's not seeing, you're going to hear the Taurus Acid Reflux delay, and you're going to hear the melody pedal, which is an overdrive pedal, and then I have basically the clone that I'm using as a boost. So what does that sound like? Let's go ahead and switch cameras. Let's go ahead, I'll play you a little something. I have to remember what I'm playing. Okay, I think I got it. All right, let's hear what that sounds like. First, I'll let you hear the amp, the pedals. Okay, so here's the Beat Buddy 2. We'll just try to get through something. Here we go. So that is those two pedals. So that's the Mark Lettieri melody pedal by J Rocket Audio that I absolutely love that pedal, especially now. You can pick them up. If you're looking at one, you want to do what I said. Go on, well, first of all, Sweetwater. Sorry, I gotta move all this stuff. Sweetwater, Guitar Center, all these guys are running deals right now, so definitely look for that stuff. But if you're on Reverb, man, like I said, I guess just watch something. Hit the watch, the follow thing, and you'll get a deal emailed to you in a minute and get that pedal. And so, if you're curious, if you're curious about the Steve Stevens one, I can do an A/B of those. I think the Steve Stevens actually sounds it's bigger sounding with the mid-range. The only reason I like the Mark Lettieri a little bit more is even though the Mark Lettieri is a little more scooped mids, so I use the Klon to push the mids back into it. And it's great for me because then I can use the Klon as kind of like a boost into that. So there you go. So there's your Paul Reed Smith special, and those pedals, and that's your gear of the week. So lots of pedals. Like I said, I don't think pedals are gonna die, guys. I'm sorry, I just don't think it. I think as long as there's cool new stuff, and as long as I feel I always, my biggest problem is, and think about this, I'll use something like the Amplified Nation, which is an amazing amp, and it's thousands and thousands of dollars. And if I A/B it, I really believe personally, I think it sounds better than just these pedals. But these pedals sound so close. They just sound so damn close so I can just play through them. So yeah. So you can just take those pedals and run it through your Boss Katana. So if you like this clip and you'd like to watch another one, you can click right here. And if you want to see the entire episode of the podcast, you can click right there. As always, thank you for your time and know your gear.